Hey, so I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I wanted to cover basically a quick few things, the process and systems that we take businesses through. Mainly we're dealing with this end of the scale where we're taking businesses from 30K, 40K, 50K plus per month to that 80 desired seven-figure run rate. Taking them over $1 million a year in turnover, basically. So I wanted to touch on a few things, and it might be helpful for people who are at businesses who are at different stages of this beginning, building and scaling, as we call it. So, this is the section that we're really, really interested in. How do we leverage money? How do we expand your customer acquisition to make sure it's predictable, and make sure you can grow systematically? Moving with the market, moving with purpose, which is really, really important, and then reveling in the minor details, becoming fanatical about the analytics, and really being, not being afraid to take a deep dive into your statistics, numbers, and seeing at this stage 0.5, 1% conversion rate, CTR, all of these kind of things can lead to huge, huge differences in end of year revenue. So I'll start at the beginning just to give people a bit of insight into where most of these brands that we're working with come from. So in the beginning, everything starts with what, why. So where I would suggest for people who are looking to start is, what is it that X market strongly desires? So what is it that there is an insatiable desire in a particular niche for a certain product? So, you would have seen at the beginning of this whole pandemic that there would have been a strong desire for medical equipment, which would have been a good market to be in at that stage, build a business around, although the longevity wouldn't be there. You see what I mean? That was a hungry market, and thus dictates the desire of the product. So test the hunger / needs of this market, do some market research, see if there's many companies in the space, see who's dominant in that space, what they are doing, how big are they, and what's the scope to grow in that space, how big of a market is it, and how often, how strongly does that market desire that product. So once we have that proof, and once we, get to the stage where we see strong desire, strong market, large market size, good potential longevity of the brand. The medical equipment example probably wasn't the best, but if you're building, in hair care, or be it in hair products, how often do people buy it? Is there a certain product that, gets someone a desired result that there's not a product doing at the moment, or there is a product doing, but not as well as you think it could? So build an offer, brand, online presence around this desire. How can you make this presence, this brand, build solely around this desire of the market, so that when they come across, when they see your brand, maybe they discover it online, or when you're pushing it to people initially, mentioning to friends and family, getting the word out there via word of mouth. How do we, when we show this to someone, how do we make it, nonsensical for them not to be interested, to suss it out, and to see what products they want, and to check out, basically. So when we have that, when we've built our presence, when we've built our offer that someone can strongly relate to, and strongly desire, and they say, yeah, that's for me, I'm going to buy, and I'm going to buy frequently, I'm happy with the experience, the brand is put together well, the online checkout process and sale and transaction and all of those kind of logistical things are handled very well. Then we want to go leverage all of the low-hanging fruit we can. So friends, family, be it if it's a service-based business, how can we get as many customers that we know and trust us, that will like and trust us from the beginning? How do we get them on calls? How do we get talking to them, speaking with them, and leveraging our personal network? In the event of a product-based business, which is what we deal with, how can I get the word out there via organic channels, via, local word of mouth, be it through local groups, shout outs, etc. And how do I just get people viewing my brand, interacting with it, starting conversations, getting people to my website, and starting to build a presence. In that beginning stage, we've gotten to 5K a month. We're leveraging our beginning, we're leveraging our local audiences, we're leveraging friends, family, word of mouth from those friends and family, we're leveraging good customer feedback, etc. And that's where this comes in. So all shout outs, social proof, be that pictures of people with the products, people, using your products, having a good experience. We want to shout those from the rooftops, as that will kind of break down that kind of trust barrier that most people have with new brands. Will I get my product? Is this a scam? Is my card information safe? If they see that, tens and hundreds of people have made that jump before them. That makes that social proof and that barrier to entry in terms of purchasing your products an absolute walk in the park, and just knocks down those barriers and makes it more of a formality in terms of, is this product right for me? How do I check out? There you go, sale. So, leveraging all this, we then want to start to build our brand identity. So we want to see what common traits do our customers share, what makes them excited, what makes them eager to purchase. How do we build that brand identity that makes us distinguishable from every single other brand? If you're talking about something like hair care, which is the example we're using, how do we differentiate ourselves? Is it through our messaging? Is it through our organic products or waste-free packaging? All of these kind of things. How can we differentiate our product, our offer from our competitors? Find your winning vertical. Now, with most product-based businesses, everyone will aim for Instagram, but you might find that Facebook is a really good channel for you. You might find that driving traffic from something like YouTube, from building a series or an organic strategy on that. But more often than not, you're going to be looking at Facebook, Instagram, and seeing, what social media channel or maybe what organic channel via word of mouth if it's local. Mostly what you're going to see in terms of local newspapers, billboards. It's very, very expensive in the beginning, and not really something that's easily scalable. So finding your winning vertical, seeing what social channel you can push your product, interact with your customers the most on, and then we want to start to build our processes and team. So what we see here, we've gotten from our 5, we're building, we're scaling, we're leveraging lots and lots of social proof, we're shouting our products benefits from the rooftop. We really honed in on our brand identity and our content machine. So that machine is spitting out content on a daily, weekly basis that's hyper relevant to its target market. And then we've gotten to this 25 to 30K per month mark where we start to build our processes, systems, who looks after our logistics, our shipping, our handling, how are we developing products, how are we working on product development, furthering and advancing our product, be that packaging, be it branding, be it the actual quality of the product itself. And this is where, someone like us comes in at Domfluent and makes it really, really exciting for a business like yours. So when you've hit that kind of 25 to 30K a month mark, and you feel like you've kind of plateaued, and we see it more often, we see it really, really often at this kind of level where you hit a ceiling, you can't really advance much further than that. And it becomes a struggle to get more customers in on a monthly basis than what you can at this level to really, really take it to that next level. So what I want to touch on, and this is kind of the main point of this video, is, money is a tool, and that's the first part of scaling. Money in the bank account at the end of the month, after you've paid your costs, your product costs, wages, taxes, etc., money left over in the bank is a waste. That money could be put to use. What we want to do here at this level, and why I say this is, would you rather lose the opportunity cost of saving your money for 6 months, or would you rather use that money to advance the skill that you were trying to learn in 6 months, but do it in 1 month, save you all that trial and error time by paying someone for education, by leveraging a service just like ours? And how do you expedite and speed up that process of learning, let's say advertising, learning content strategy, learning online marketing, if you're not fully up to speed with it, implementing, advertising funnels, omnipresence marketing? How do you shorten that 6-month learning process? Will you leverage money? And that's the tool. You pay someone who has been there, done that, like us, who has worked with brands the exact same as yours, exact same as, multiple. We've worked with over 3,000 businesses right now, so close to 40 different companies who are at this level. And every single one of those has leveraged money as a tool to get expertise, to expedite the learning process, to learn themselves in that process, but speed up that 6 months and condense it into, 3-4 weeks where we can start to generate results. We can conduct what would take you, half a year, which you in a new business that's scaling, you can't really afford to lose out on. So what we want to do after that is expand your customer acquisition. So maybe Instagram organically has been working really, really well. How can we then leverage Facebook? How can we repurpose our store visitors through email marketing, through Google, Google display ads, Google shopping ads? How can we get them through, our newsletter signups that we're generating from advertising? How can we get those customers in? And customer acquisition, once you have that nailed down in terms of, you can categorically say for every customer, we are spending X to acquire. So if we need to get, 1,000 new customers a month, and it's costing us €10 a month to get a customer, we need to spend €10,000 to acquire 1,000 new customers. So once you can get that analytical about your customer acquisition, and once you've expanded it to the level where you say, right, we need to go and get X, we are, X amount, we are willing to pay, X amount, then we can just go and build out that system fundamentally and see, right, can we acquire customers for this level, and how many customers do we need to acquire on what channels? And that makes it a very simple process, and that's the way we like to work. So we want to deal in as close to certainty. You can never be certain in the world of online marketing, but you want to be close to as certain as possible to say, we want to grow by X amount. How do we then go about it? And you have a clear system and process for that. So moving with the market and purpose is the next step and second last step. So we've covered how we're leveraging money, how we want to expand our customer acquisition into different channels, how we want to acquire those customers and for what cost, and then how can we take that psychology and apply it to, if we want to grow by X amount, how many customers do we need? So moving with the market and purpose, markets are evolving. If you don't upgrade your offer, improve your products, improve the service delivery, which being, customer feedback and customer support, the shipping times, etc. Maybe it's the offering shipping over free shipping over X amount. If you don't move with the market, someone else is going to adapt and take your customer base. So how do we keep customers happy? How do we then move with purpose also? If we've collected and gathered, months and months of data, information from ads, from organic, from just building the business over, whatever, 6, 12, 18, 24, 36 months, how do we then look at that information and make decisive actions? So this is what we're working with a couple of brands in, and something that we're adding tons of value for. You've dominated your current space for a while, but you want to make that next move. So how do we then, interpret that data in a way that gives us, close to certainty? If we bring out this product, if we add this line, if we go with this offer, how can we, close to categorically say that this is going to be a home run, and we can push this then, to our customers, to our, returning customers, and to new customers? How can we move with almost close to, certainty that this will be a success? So that purpose, having that drive and having that direction to push that brand to the next level. So, you're doing 50K a month and you really want to bring out that new line. How can we conduct market research? How can we leverage our data to say that this new offer, this new product, this new line will be a home run success? So that with, adapting to the market, improving your offer, improving your service is what will keep the company progressing in the right way, adding different product lines, adding different verticals, adding different lines of customer acquisition. So the last thing I want to touch on is reveling in the minor details. So if you see a store, that's maybe doing 50K a month at a 1.5x conversion rate, and they then improve that by 50%, which will be adding 0.75% in terms of conversion rate. They basically added 50% in revenue from 0.75%. Now, it is a big jump in terms of conversion rate on the store, but you see what some people might see as a less than 1% change can mean a 50% change in revenue. So things like this, these minor details, maybe it's a checkout flow, maybe it's a customer journey problem where they can't navigate to a particular section, you haven't made it clear that, or maybe there's a discount not applying properly. All of these minor details that may lead to, taking your conversion rate in your store from 2% to 1.5%, which then leads to a huge percentage in terms of revenue at the end of the month that's missed out. And it's something as simple as, free shipping not deducting automatically. The checkout process, no express checkout, no PayPal, button, no Stripe, express checkout, etc. No customer feedback, bad customer, bad taste in their mouth in terms of when they bought a product and no one has followed up with them, or they haven't got a confirmation email, etc. And these things, these minor details, can be the difference between, let's say, the lifetime value of a customer being €100 or £100 dollars as opposed to £50 dollars, and stopping them from being a returning customer. So those minor details, and reveling in those, really being fanatical about those minor details. How can we improve by 1%? How can we improve by 0.5% in some cases on a monthly basis, and really start to take the brand forward? Looking at the advertising, and that's something that we're big on, from a really analytical perspective, and not just making moves based on assumption. Really being fanatical about if we can improve the CTR by 1%. If you're spending 10k a month on advertising, 20, 30k a month, if we've taken that click-through rate, which is the percentage of people going from ad to website, if we take that from 1 to 2%, although a 1% change, we've now doubled the amount of traffic getting to your website, and thus the other conversion mechanism being the website. If that does its job, we've now basically doubled the revenue of the business, through a 1% change. And close to, in most cases not doubling revenue, but you get the point, double the traffic, and close to adding a huge amount of revenue. So 1% at certain stages in the funnel, 2%, 0.5% can make absolutely huge difference to your end of month revenue. So that's a simple roadmap from getting 0 to 5k a month, 5 to 25, 30k a month, and 30 to 80 plus k per month, which is what we specialize in, by adding customer acquisition, by helping you, build out your systems and processes, by leveraging money as a tool, making sure that for every euro, dollar, pound you're spending, that you're getting 5, 6, 7, 8 pounds, dollars, euros in return. Helping you move with purpose, move with decisive action, and helping you really become fanatical about those minor details. I think this is something that could be really helpful for businesses at each step of this. Now, obviously, there's back-end issues and logistical things that need to be figured out, but in terms of the way the brand should be shaping up and the things you should be focusing on, this is a really simple roadmap for someone who maybe is interested in starting a business, or ultimately looking to leverage money, looking to scale their business. And that's what we are here for. So if anyone has any questions, be that on any stage of this map, please be sure and drop me a message or drop a comment. I'd be more than happy to get back to you. I will also leave a link below. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you found it really useful.